Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Today, I'm in a winery called Fontodi, which I'm sure you all know, in Panzano, Chianti Classico, and with me is the owner of Fontodi. But apart from the ownership of Fontodi and the winemaker, um, my guest, Giovanni Manetti, is the president of Chianti Classico, which for me is a great honor to be here interviewing him for your pleasure as well as mine. So, welcome,
Thank you.
Giovanni.
Thank you.
Um,
Morning.
Good morning to you. My first question is quite a simple question: is what are the mechanics of becoming the president of Chianti Classico?
I'm the president since 2018, so
This is your third term.
my third term. It was not in my plans to become the president, but I received, so many people came to Todi asking me to become the president. So at the end, I accepted, and it's a great honor to be the president and to represent 500 different wineries in the country.
Yes, the membership is 500.
And in the last 7 years, we have done a lot of beautiful things, great reformation of the appellation rules, a lot of great promotion and communication. So,
but basically, excuse me interrupting you, basically you're saying very popular, very popular.
No. I try to do my best since day one, and it's a great joy to see that my colleagues are quite happy about the
More than
results.
Okay, what do you see as the major challenges to Chianti Classico over the next few years?
First of all, the situation, the global situation in the market is not easy, and it's a challenge. And the main problem that is uncertainty. So we don't know what is going to happen in a short time, and the two conflicts and the wine consumption under attack.
Yes.
And recession in some key markets or something like that. But despite the situation that is very challenging, the sales of Chianti Classico wines are doing very well, and our volumes are still growing. And even last year, in 2025, there was a growth of more than 1% in volumes, and almost more than one also in terms of
Just
value. So very happy about that.
Just as you use the word growth, that's not a word that when I ask that similar question up and down the country, I hear that often. So I'm very, very, very pleased to hear that. What particular changes of Chianti Classico are you particularly proud of?
The main reform that we were able to introduce was the subdivision of the territory in 11 different macro areas that we call UGA, so additional geographical unit. And because the Chianti Classico territory is so varied, and there are so many combinations of elevation and soil composition and all the natural factors, and we have also different communities. So the human factors play a very important role. So the 11 micro areas, they have quite a strong identity, and the wines that are made in every single area, they have an identity, and they have characters that you can find in the glass that are reflecting the place. So they have more sense of place.
I'm surprised that nobody ever thought of it to do it earlier. I mean, obviously, the French were there 1 or 2 centuries before you, but seriously, I think I totally agree. I think it's vitally important.
When I started my career as a winemaker in the 70s, end of the 70s, the goal for everybody at the time was to make the same wine. so very different. But with the 80s and the renaissance of wine, Tuscan wines, and especially in Chianti Classico, there was a change of mentality. So the mindset changed a lot, and we were looking for quality. And quality means, in my opinion, territoriality. So the capability of the wine to reflect the place, that specific piece of land that is giving birth to the wine. And that is what the wine lovers are looking for.
Absolutely.
Something unique, something, very, with a stronger personality.
Okay, fine. Keith, I apologize for this question in advance, but do you see the possibility of an alcohol-free Chianti Classico, as this type of beverage is gaining momentum in the market, and the methods of vacuum distillation or spinning cone columns or reverse osmosis are all quite well practiced and do keep the aromas, but I can see from your face that you're not.
No, I don't think that people will find a non-alcohol Chianti Classico.
very near soon. Okay.
So no, because for me, and I think that all the 500 producers in Chianti Classico, they have the same idea. Wine is a product of a magic combination between nature and people, and it is a natural product. And the little percentage of alcohol that is present in every bottle is a result of this magic interaction.
Okay.
So
hands off.
Yeah, hands off, and don't destroy,
Okay.
the gift from nature.
Fair enough. Well answered. This is a two-part question. You can answer it singly or together. The undeniable sad fact, and you've mentioned this, is that wine sales are on the decline for whatever reason. I mean, it's been blamed on the young and all the rest of it. But how much has this affected Chianti Classico, and what is the consortium doing to protect sales?
At the moment, we are not facing decrease of sales, so crossing fingers at the moment. But we are at work to resist and to doing as much as possible to promote our wines with more efficiency in every single key market, and so increasing the activity of promotion, so arranging more events and suited on the specific target. And so we're very active. The consortium is helping and supporting the sales, allowing the wineries to present their own wines in London, New York, in Asia, also everywhere there is a potential to grow.
So new markets, basically.
New markets as well. We are going to Brazil because of the Mercosur deal between Europe and South America. Or we are very curious to see what is going to happen in India, because again there is a new deal that is reducing the tariffs there. And so we are very active, and that is what our producers are asking to the consortium. There are some problems or some goals that you can reach only if you work together.
Yes, I think that's vital.
That is the idea.
Yes. One unit going forward.
Yeah. If some of the goals, every single winery and not working together try to reach, sometimes it's not possible.
No, it's too fractured.
It's too fractured. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Please explain briefly Sustainability Manifesto.
This is
I did say you could answer, or decide not to answer.
No, it's something very, very complex. It's a long list of good practices and rules, because we have seen that there is a great work of everyone on that theme, on the sustainability. So, for instance, organic farming is already 60% in the territory, and
higher in Panzano.
Panzano was, the prototype.
Yes, exactly.
So
Well, what's
where
the
everything
percentage?
started,
90%.
95%.
95%.
Yeah.
Incredible.
But and it was a model for the rest of the territory. So 60% of vineyards surface grown with organic methods makes the Chianti Classico among the large appellations in Italy, the one with the highest percentage of organic. And but sustainability is something larger than that. It's more than that. And for us, sustainability is taking care, is to preserve, to defend natural resources, but also the landscape and also the communities. So goes in more than one direction.
Many different
so
layers.
It's a great project for the future, and the goal is to certify every single bottle of Chianti Classico, and with a proof of sustainability.
Absolutely. Well, I wish you every success in that, because I think it's vitally important to the success of the consortium and its members.
And it's very important to grant to the next generation the capability to make a great wine. So I want that even my children will have the possibility, will be able to make a great wine. As I
think your children in Fontodi don't have this problem. You mentioned briefly climate change adaptation. What do you see as the most prominent techniques to combat the rising temperatures? Are we talking Pacific rootstock changes, water management, canopy management? What do you feel?
We are already at work. First of all, Chianti Classico, I think, is well equipped to face the climate change and the global warming, because we have a lot of forest. 65% of the surface of Chianti Classico territory is covered by woods, and vineyards is only 10% of the surface. So the woods can retain more moisture and cooling the climate.
So you have the natural resource there to combat.
But we also, the elevation is quite high in Chianti Classico, is helping us a lot, because the nights are quite cool. But we are at work, to do and to introduce those techniques that can really help the work of the growers. For instance, leaving the grass on the surface of the ground. We say inerbimento. So this is very helpful to maintain the humidity in the soil and to avoid erosion when heavy rain comes.
Yes.
And also a different canopy management. And we are leaving longer shoots. It's like putting a hat on the head during the summer, or without trimming anymore, or without removing the leaves or covering the clusters before the harvest, because otherwise you risk to burn them. So many different good practices that can really help, and but we are open to do even more of them.
I've seen the new sort of wild cages that move up and down.
That is another good practice that we are trying, or for instance, many wineries in the territory are buying and having and setting, say, temperature and meteor data control.
Okay.
That are very helpful to spray in the right time.
Yes.
And to see the evolution of the fungus. So we are open to technology. But respecting nature.
We had a good practice in 23 with the fungus, white mildew. And two other questions, if I've got the time. How successful has your social sustainability initiative been? And for some of my viewers, I'll briefly explain what that is, and correct me if I'm wrong. It's a plan to build a more virtuous behaviour. With a stronger community value, resulting in more cohesive district, to see that something like 20% of the employed staff reside in the area. which takes my memory back, not that I was around in these days, but in the 60s, when everybody left the countryside and went to the cities because life was too impossible to sustain. Now, and I think your terminology, which is absolutely pinpoint correct, back to the future. So how's that going?
That is a very crucial point. And so granting and preserving the local communities, and so trying to have people from the community working in farming, wineries, and 12 months a year. So
yes.
Trying to that is very important. Trying to grant and to give a job for in a stable way for the whole year and not seasonal, and with better and better condition to work, with a fair salary, and also trying to support the community also in a different way. So supporting the villages, trying to preserve the small shops like the food shops or vegetable and fruit, and I would say the making bread or the butchery or this and that. This not only supermarkets, but
I appreciate the local artisan,
the local artisan, the local farmers, or not only for wine but for food. So the cheesemakers and all those things.
I, for one, have actually seen this. It's tangible. It's actually occurring. I mean, I've been coming to this area for many decades now, and I've seen these changes. And that's why I asked that question, because, yes, I ask questions of people, where do you live? Just down the road.
Yeah.
How long? A couple of years. And the owner or proprietor of the property helped, and this, that, and the other. So that actually is a huge thing to even contemplate, to put into action, and yet that action is actually taking place.
If we want to preserve the identity and the authenticity, not only in the wine, but also in the territory, we have to preserve the tradition and the communities. Because only with a stronger community, local community, you can really transfer the knowledge to the next generation.
Yeah.
And also there is another fact that we don't want that this beautiful area that is beloved by millions of tourists in the world will not be just for tourists.
No.
So I don't want that in the village there will be only gift shop or wine shops.
Yeah, I've seen
something like that.
I fully commend your approach on that. So I wish you every success that I witnessed. And finally, this is a wicked question. How difficult is it to balance sustainability ideologies and technical evolution?
I think we should be good in combining the two. So we should be open to new technologies. We were talking before about the metadata system to control, or we are open to the drones, for instance,
yes,
to control the color of the canopy, and so when it's necessary to do an intervention in feeding that specific part of soil, or to making an activity with the canopy, or why not the electric engine tractors? So
why not
for the future? Yeah. So we open to technology.
So it's not an either-or scenario, it's more a hand-in-glove scenario.
No, I think that the right approach is to introduce new techniques or new technologies, but there is a limit. And the limit is to preserve Mother Nature. Right? Yes. Preserve Mother Nature, preserve the naturality of wine product, and to preserve the territory, and being able to leave to the next generation and a cleaner environment and a better world.
Well, on that note, I thank you for your time. I thank you for your answers. I apologize for the questions. But,
no, thank you for your questions.
I thoroughly enjoyed us spending some time in front of our viewers here, and I thank you.
Thank you very much. It's time to have a sip of wine.
I think I'm so thirsty. Salute.
Salute. Salute.